Okay, with this hand here, this is a board that I'm gonna be semi-selective on. I think this hand is like pretty close. Like I think I could see bet it, but I think it makes a decent check back as well. Especially if they're overstabbing turn. I'm not sure that that's a read I have in this pool or anything like that, but. He checks over to me again. Go ahead and start betting. Okay, this flop's great for our range. We're gonna be betting a ton. I think we would choose like a larger sizing normally here, but 3-bet pot, maybe we don't have to go so large right off the bat. Maybe I still should, I'm not entirely sure. Okay, it's a stack size. I'm trying to think what the best way is to get the most money in. I don't need a ton of protection. I think I'm fine with checking. I think checking gives him more room for spew. Do I like check raising? I mean, that kind of defeats the purpose. Like, I think we do like check raising. Should probably just lead small. Oh no, he froze. Wonder who won. Find out soon. Card for us. Oh, we're getting an amazing price here. This hand's pretty terrible. We're finding a ton of suited hands out of the big blind here. There was no small blind in here, which kind of disincentivizes me a bit. And I just think this hand's like pretty garbage. So okay, here we make a spade draw. This board is much better for our range in the big blind than it is for the buttons open range. And he checked behind the flop. So several reasons. I think we have good amount of fold equity. We have some equity if we get called, etc. So we're gonna 3-bet queen jack suited. It's the cutoff open here. I suspect we're well ahead of his stealing range. And a ton of playability if we do get called. Okay, let's get checked over to us. We have clubs. This feels like a hand maybe it's just like smack dab in like the median type category where we should just be checking a lot. He checks us again. I think we're okay to start betting now. We don't want to bet huge. This is a pretty connected board. However, it is definitely better for my open range than it is for big blind, but it provides plenty of opportunity for big blind to catch up to my open range, right? So I'm gonna check back. Can we do it the 5 here? Actually, I think it's okay to start raising. I think we can get value from some 2-pair hands for sure. Some pair plus straight draw, some flush draws. Those types of hands before the board gets a little bit scarier. I'm not sure if I should be raising there, right? Okay, this is an interesting sizing here. I could see him doing this with like a hand like 10 jack. I think we'd be checking back the flop anyway, right? So I don't necessarily mind just calling. I think just calling certainly caps me. I don't know if that's what he's thinking here, that I'm capped, but what kind of kings could he have, right? I have all the good kings. He could have a hand like king queen, but I don't know if he would play like, I think like he could have a worse queen. He could have 10 jack, like I said. He could have a hand like king 8, queen 8. Interesting run out. I don't really see any value in betting, right? Do I get called by worse? I get better to fold. I don't think king's ever folding really. Can I get value? I get value from worse queen for sure. But I don't know, it feels a little thin. We're probably not getting called by that hand. Today's hand benefits from some protection. We're definitely not going to be betting huge at any point with this hand, but yeah, we benefit a lot from protection. Like if we had kings or queens, I think checking back is perfectly okay. If they hand like nines, there's more incentive to bet, get some overcards to fold that have a good chunk of equity against us. Okay, now it almost feels like it's getting a little thin. Even if I do bet really small again. I think we just check and see what happens here on the river. It's not a great run out for this hand, but it's not bad for our range. Like now I'm thinking, does this hand have enough showdown value? Or do I need to bet and try to make a hand fold? Like he just called in the flop. Like I think he probably has like some ace X, some 8X, and then like some maybe like 6-7. He could have something like 9-10 or something like that, which might fold, but I think checking back is probably fine. Yeah, he's probably not folding any of his ace X there. But I'm not sure. I mean, I think with the action I took on the turn, by checking back the turn, like I'm just getting looked up with an ace there all the time, most of the time. Checked and off against a shorter stacked open from early-ish position. I think we're just gonna go ahead and let it go. Okay, so this guy opened to 3x and then called a 3-bet to 9x out of position with king 9 suited. swap's pretty good for his range there. So we'll be a little bit cautious, but I think tens is a fine hand to continue with. We definitely, when we block 8-10, which is great. Have an overpair. I almost feel like I could just overbet, but I think maybe that's a little too strong. All right, here we flip a gut shot and a backdoor flush draw. This would be a great hand to continue with. Super, I mean, it's a dry board. We do get called in position by a short stack here on the button. So that does influence us a little bit here. I think it makes me a little bit less likely to want to c-bet. Because he's not that short, so c-bet's probably okay. Let's see. I mean, the implied odds aren't great because of his shorter stack size here. Our hand feels pretty strong to just fold. It is a pot size bet, so we do need 33%. Yeah, 33% equity. Our gut shot, I don't even know if like our king or jack is good. I mean, runner, straight or runner flush draw. What's going on here? Another gun open to a 3-bet from hijack. Okay, we're gonna ISO here against the fish, against the weaker player with the shorter stack. Oh, this hand's borderline. Go ahead and open. This guy's been an active 3-better. Actually tempted to put in a 4-bet here with 8-9 suited. Maybe something like 24. We'll just let it go. I mean, I guess in my under the gun range, like, I don't know, maybe that is a 4-bet. That's scared. Do you have a limp under the gun from this guy? So something to note. Hey, limp back raise under the gun. Typically the nuts. Okay, this one's close as well. Okay, this board's great for opening range, but it's not really great for this hand. Against 2 players. Just gonna go ahead and just gonna check. Oh, great turn. This is a turn card where we like have the best hand always. We don't block a king, although it's fairly unlikely either of them have a king. But we're just gonna be choosing a large sizing here quite often. Also a flush draw out there, which helps, and they could very easily have a worse queen, which would be great. Oh shit. Okay, when he checks, I don't think he has a king when he checks. The way he played the hand, like he checked all 3 times. I feel like it's unlikely he has a king, but I don't really see any value in betting like what's calling. That makes sense that you have ace-10 of clubs there. Maybe it is worth betting that queen there, because it might get him to fold a queen. This guy is consistently sort of betting pot when check too. So something to keep in mind, shorter stack as well. So I might want to check some more of my value hands than I would normally when he's in the pot behind me, I guess. Happen up here. Holy shit, at 8 high wing. Damn, what am I doing? Okay, this guy has been 3-betting a ton. I don't love 4-betting ace queen, especially suited. But I mean, I don't hate it. And out of position, go a little bit larger. Okay, smaller stack size. I think we likely go 3 ways to the flop here. We do have a backdoor flush draw here. We have ace high. I think checking is pretty good. Okay, shorter stack checked. He's a pre-flop raiser. Some of these people just betting pot when check too. It's crazy. Okay, button could be doing this with a ton of hands, but I don't think we're just going to look him up. I mean, he was doing it into two players. Feels like maybe he just picked up a king or had a queen, or I wouldn't have checked back a queen on the flop. He's basically saying he's a king. This is a pretty giant ISO raise here from the button. Ooh, this is quite tempting here. Getting a good price. There's some chance we could set over set, but I mean, I think if these guys are limping, they're possibly like we could do some set over setting in this situation here. And I just expect there to be a lot of implied odds with this hand. Here we're gonna be out of position, heads up. And we're just gonna let it go. There's better hands we can have there. Okay, so he just leads for 3-4 spot here. Pretty interesting play. this shit is laggy today. Okay, so we open the spot and we get let into here. It's pretty interesting. I'd expect to be doing this with maybe some straight draws, some flush draws, some queen X, maybe like queen 10 even, maybe a set of fours. Okay, he chooses the same sizing, which is quite small. I think that's fairly capping for him. I think now, like, I'm really weighting him towards some draws here. I just think queen 10 would be betting larger. I think we're going to go ahead and raise. I think like fours would be betting larger. We do block. Oh. Okay, he continues. I guess like he could just have a queen. He could have queen 10. He could just have a queen here. Maybe like a bad queen. I don't know if I'm getting him to fold him a better queen if I bet. I think we're just going to check back. I think we have enough showdown. Exit the exact same hand, yeah. Kind of makes sense, I guess. Queen 7 off is probably a close open here. We're going to go for it this time. I'm sorry, suited. Well, this board's great for him and not for me. So we're going to be pretty cautious. Our hand could benefit from some protection here. Don't mind betting small for protection. Hopefully just get 2 overs to fold. We do get raised. And like I said, this board is great for his range here. And I think like folding a 7 here is just a little too tight right off the bat. He could have a hand like a pair with a 6, for instance, which gets there. This card is like really terrible. It'd be worse, I guess, if it was a diamond or something maybe, but. This board's great for our open range. We do have backdoor flush draw, and the board just crushes our open range. So we're going to choose a larger sizing on this board, actually. Okay, we just crush this board. This board's great for us. We're just gonna have large bets on this board. Maybe not that large. Guess we unblock all the backdoor flush draws. But I mean, we're all over this board. I guess he could be, so he should be, I mean, he shouldn't really have many raises at all on this board. Maybe a hand like 10 jack with a back door. I guess he could always have pocket 9s. But in position here, I think we're okay to just call behind. Yeah, that card's probably better for him. Actually, I don't know who that card's probably about good enough for both of us. Probably both have some. I mean, it might actually be a bad card for him. Like he could improve to ace jack. Again, in position here, I think we are just going to call. 5 shouldn't change anything. He just called out of the big blind. Like, what is he repping exactly? I guess he could have king 10. We block, like, I guess he's sort of repping. What is he repping? 10, king 10, 8, 10. Like, it would make sense for him to. Shit. I don't think we're folding. I just think like queen 9, like, I mean, king 10 is like the only hand I can think that he's raising. I guess like, it's really interesting. Set of 9s, okay. It's just a cooler. Okay, we really wanted to play this hand multi-way with the high SPR. I don't think we're going to continue once it gets bumped so high. It's a good spot for queens. It's possible maybe he thinks we are steaming a bit. Maybe not though. Great flop for us, super dry. That shouldn't really change anything. He shouldn't have a ton of 9x in his range here. Here's the queen of diamonds. Does he have any fours? Like that also seems like it should brick. He certainly could have some nines, but like I call it 3-bet maybe with what, like 9-10 suited. I don't know. I think we're just going for it. And if he does have a 9, like it's just a cooler. Oh man, brutal. All right, we're gonna give up on the 100 NL table. I think we just ran bad. Oh shit, cancel. Darn. Okay, we get 3-bet here. I think we're definitely 4-betting, trying to decide what the right size is. We're gonna be out of position, so I don't mind going a bit larger. Sort of hoping he jams. Whoa. Okay, with SPR, like I think we are okay to slow play this one. Damn, we actually might have made it hard for us to get all the money. No, we didn't. Okay, definitely three betting queens here. This is a spot where I'll actually size a bit larger because I have a value hand and it's an anonymous pool. And I don't suspect anyone's paying attention to my sizing. Here, I think a three bet or a call is fine. It's probably a mix. We're going to go ahead and three bet today, right now, I guess. I just think not paying rake is maybe better. It's got checked through. Probably the best hand, but I'm three betting the offsuit ace 10. And we're going to be three betting tens here in position. Okay, we don't really, so like I mean, this board's pretty good. Like we could potentially be range betting this board. Issue is like, there's not many turns where we can continue, right? So it's like, it doesn't fold on a flop. What turns are we continuing on? Kind of sucks. I mean, I guess that's potentially one of them. When he just calls, like, has a hand like, he could have a good ace, he could have a pocket pair that's higher than the board. Maybe he has like a hand like eights or something. Like, I think a lot of his hands actually improve with the six. He could have like nines or tens, which is also not going anywhere. You could even have sixes, for instance. Guess we just let it go. Yeah, I should probably be checking there. Out of position. I need to be more selective with my C bets. Okay, on this board, I obviously drill it. He's short stacked. This is where I'm not sure if I should be raising or just calling. I think I'm gonna look to just call here. I don't think there's really a ton of bad turns, and his stack size, like, I think now we're gonna raise. Because maybe it would have made more sense to raise. His stack size. To raise the flop, maybe he's more likely to stick it in with a worse hand. Okay. Okay, this is a hand where I am going to be betting, choosing a larger sizing. And we do have the queen of clubs, which is nice. Actually, now I think about it, I think like when you have a value hand, you don't want the club. But when you have a bluff, you want the club. Pretty sure that's how it works. I think sometimes we'll be 3-betting some of our small suited or 4-betting some of our small suited aces. We'll be in position, so we don't need to go super large. Okay, I guess we're just folding now. This is super loose. Probably shouldn't have 3-bet here with this hand. But I think it's, I mean, actually, you know what? It's probably okay. I like to mix in queen 10 off. Rarely, but it's probably okay. As a bluff for sure. All right, I'm gonna end the stream, the recording.